Good morning. I'm Craig with Citrus Plus. This is the company that I started in 2010 when I moved to California. We started as a carpet and upholstery cleaner, and we have grown to clean anything you walk on, furniture and HVAC ducts. I'm not going to get too much into all of the cleaning items that we do and focus on one of the things that sets us apart, which is why we use probiotics versus disinfectants and how they work. Next slide. So that's just, again, a recap of what we do and why do we use probiotics. Next slide. In a nutshell, you can see major differences here between probiotics and disinfectants. Probiotics are all natural. They leave a beneficial microbiome behind on the surface, whereas disinfectants leave a bunch of dead bacteria on the surface. They continue working for 3 to 5 days after they're applied, whereas the disinfectant continues working for about 3 to 5 minutes. They're not only safe for humans and pets and the earth, but they're beneficial because we need bacteria in our life. In fact, we are about 50-50 bacterial cells to human cells. So killing all bacteria using disinfectants is not a good idea. Using probiotics allows us to build immunity because you're not killing everything in your environment. You're able to continue to have low-level exposure to various bacterias, but at low enough levels where they're not pathogenic to you, they're not harmful to you, and that allows your body to get used to it and build up resistance. Disinfectants do not. They kill everything, and there's just no way to maintain that type of environment in the real world. So when you're exposed to these things over and over again, they are going to affect you. Probiotics are the only thing that break down biofilm. Disinfectants cannot penetrate biofilm. Biofilm is that black substance you might see in a grout line. Bacteria hide behind it. It's a protective barrier, and it's resistant to chemicals. So again, I already said a healthy biome is left on the surface. Using probiotics also helps prevent bacterial resistance and superbugs. You hear about superbugs that get formed from the overuse of antibiotics. Antibiotics kill all the bacteria in your body or on a surface. And once a cell, or bacteria, virus, etc., becomes genetically altered to not be affected by that particular antibiotic or disinfectant, you've got a problem on your hands because you no longer have a way to deal with it. Using probiotics doesn't do that. Probiotics produce enzymes to break down whatever substrate is needed. And there is new evidence that probiotics will alter the structure of viruses and affect viruses. Back in the days of COVID, it wasn't so well known, but that has changed. Next slide. I've recently started using a product from 𝗔𝗿𝗄 Bioscience, and I'm thrilled with the product so far. This is part of their slide deck on what separates probiotics versus other chemical cleaners. And a lot of these items I just talked on, but some others are that they move across surfaces. So when you spray a disinfectant, it treats where it lands. When you treat with a probiotic, because you're using a live resource, it moves across the surface and continues cleaning wherever it gets exposed to. So if I spray it in a carpet, they deep dive down below the carpet where there might be other problems, such as a pet accident and things like that, and can help penetrate beyond the surface of where it has been applied. They move, and I'll show that in another slide in just a moment. And they're also non-corrosive. Disinfectants are usually harmful. They talk about how they kill 99.99% of a huge paragraph of things, and human beings are included in that paragraph. You wouldn't take a can of Lysol and spray it in your face and inhale it. You'd have big problems. Probiotics, you don't have that risk. Next slide. So modern science has engineered these new sustainable cleaning products that are easily renewable. They use beneficial bacteria to break down dirt and eliminate harmful pathogens and create a lasting, healthy clean that continues to protect as new bacteria and contaminants fall on a surface. Remember, we're swimming in this stuff all the time. If you can't see it, doesn't mean it's not there. Just take a flashlight at night, shine it in the dark, and look at all the stuff that's in the air that we're being exposed to. Next slide. So here is an example of where they applied this probiotic solution to a filthy floor on the left. They didn't use any agitation, meaning no scrubbing. They just sprayed it and let it sit. So after the second application a day later, third application, and then on the right, you see what the bacteria did on its own without any scrubbing or rinsing. I've seen this firsthand doing my own experiment with mats on a locker room floor at Evolution Trainers, and I was blown away. I would go back month after month when I had them fogging the gym with the probiotics, and it kept the mats in the dirtiest place in the gym clean month after month. It really is amazing. Next slide. Here's an example of how they travel, right? So below the stair, or the first stair, was cleaned using probiotics, and then those probiotics were transferred to stairs 2 and 3, and you can see the effect that they had just from walking, from being on the bottom of your foot to the next stair and the next. So that's just to illustrate the fact of how they travel across surfaces and work in a 3-dimensional manner rather than a 1 to 2-dimensional manner like a disinfectant would. So in the case of a probiotic-based hand sanitizer, you apply it to your hands and then you shake somebody's hand, you're actually passing on the benefit of what you just put on your hand and passing around beneficial bacteria to help others from becoming sick.
30 seconds, Craig.
Next slide. This is just an example of how they moved across this Petri dish. I'm going to move a little faster and displaced the Listeria culture on the Petri dish. Go ahead. Next slide. This is a graphical example of how certain bacteria, those colors are represented by certain bacteria, how they become undetectable over a 3-year study applying probiotics in this setting. This was a poultry hatchery. Listening, and there's always more to talk about with regards to probiotics. So I'd love to schedule a one-to-one with you. Thank you so much.